Capricorn, in May. A divine warning changes your destiny. What's coming? Capricorn, have you felt the trembling beneath your calm exterior, the subtle quake that logic can't explain? What if I told you? May is not just another month on the calendar. It's a cosmic intersection, a divine telegram with your name etched in stardust. A portal has opened, and what lies beyond it will forever separate who you've been from who you are meant to become. This isn't a metaphor. This is a rare celestial alignment, Saturn, Venus, and Pluto, forming what ancient mystics called the triangle of truth. And when this geometry appears, illusions dissolve, shadows speak, and the soul is called into reckoning. You're not here by chance. You've been guided here, now, for a reason. In May 2025, a powerful energetic axis points straight at your sign. It's as if the universe, after years of quiet, is whispering your destiny louder than ever. Capricorn, it is time. Are you ready to see what lies behind the veil? I'm Elizabeth, a lifelong student of the soul, a witness to the stars, and a storyteller of transformation. In this space, we do not predict, we remember. We do not fear, we awaken. And now, dear Capricorn, it's your turn. Before we begin, I invite you to breathe deeply, anchor your spirit, and stay with me until the very end. What you're about to hear may not only resonate, but initiate a shift you've long been preparing for. If you're feeling this call already, like, comment, and share your truth in the comments below. Because May will not wait. And neither will your soul. Chapter 1. The Geometry of Truth and Saturn's Command. The sky has always spoken in sacred shapes. And this May, Capricorn, it speaks to you through one of the rarest, a trine between Saturn, Pluto, and Venus. This isn't just geometry, it's a celestial configuration ancient astrologers called the Triangle of Truth. A symbol of karmic alignment and the stripping away of illusion. At the center of it all? Saturn, your ruler, your anchor, the guardian of time and consequence. Saturn does not rush. Saturn does not flatter. Saturn teaches through experience, structure, and sacred pressure. In May, Saturn's energy reaches out not to discipline you, but to elevate you. You may begin to feel it as a growing tension, an inexplicable weight. As though unseen forces are rearranging the walls of your inner house. What used to feel solid may now seem shaky. What once gave you certainty may now leave you questioning. But this is not instability, it is invitation. Saturn does not destroy to punish. It dismantles to rebuild on higher ground. At the same time, Venus enters the picture, bringing beauty, desire, and hidden values into stark contrast. What have you been clinging to out of comfort or fear? What parts of your life have been masked by politeness, expectation, or habit? Venus asks, do you still love this path? Or are you walking it out of duty? And then comes Pluto, the silent transformer, the force of endings, rebirth, and raw truth. Pluto does not ask permission, it reveals. It unearths what has been buried in silence, regrets, dreams deferred, compromises that no longer nourish the soul. Together, this trinity of planets does not come to shake you, it comes to recode you. To illuminate the blueprint of your soul and align it with your next evolutionary task. You may begin to notice synchronicities, numbers repeating, dreams with messages you can't explain, people from the past reappearing out of nowhere. These are not coincidences, they are Saturn's call and Pluto's whisper, telling you, the truth you've been avoiding is now the key to your liberation. But truth is never delivered all at once. It reveals itself in layers, through conversations, body signals, difficult decisions, and this month, you'll be asked to look not just outside, but within. Ask yourself, Capricorn, where am I pretending to be stable, when deep inside, I am unsettled? What responsibilities have I taken on that are no longer aligned with who I am becoming? And most of all, what structure must now fall, so something greater can rise? Because here lies Saturn's paradox, he gives you the very foundation you must outgrow. And so, this May, you stand at a threshold. A portal does not open for the faint of heart. It opens for the prepared. And Capricorn, you were born prepared. Let the old forms crack. Let the silence speak. The triangle of truth is not here to test your strength. It's here to reveal it. Chapter 2. The Great Revealing, Relationships in the Mirror of May. In the stillness between breaths. When the world falls silent for just a moment, you've likely felt it. A flicker of doubt, a shift in someone's gaze, a conversation that leaves behind a strange aftertaste. This is not paranoia, Capricorn. This is your soul waking up to what has always been there. In May 2025, relationships become the crucible in which your truth will be tested. Not because the stars wish to break you, but because they refuse to let you be bound by illusion any longer. The trine between Venus, Saturn, and Pluto turns your attention to the people closest to you, friends, lovers, family, colleagues, all of them, now under the light of cosmic honesty. Some will rise, others will fade, and some, perhaps the ones you've leaned on the most, may surprise you in ways you never expected. But here's what most don't understand. Capricorn loyalty isn't shallow. You don't give your trust easily. When you commit, it's for the long haul. And that is precisely why this month's revelations may sting. Because when you realize someone has been standing next to you, but not truly with you, the heart breaks quietly. Expect moments of emotional X-ray vision. You'll sense energy shifts before a single word is spoken. You'll notice what's not being said more than what is. A hesitating tone, a forced laugh, an excuse that doesn't land. Your inner compass will catch it all. This ability isn't to make you cynical. It's to guide you back to authentic connection. Those who are genuine, who honor your depth, your ambition, your sacred silence, will move closer. You'll feel a rare ease around them. They will see you, not just your role or achievements. But others? You'll see the patterns, the small betrayals, the emotional debts that never get repaid. The way they celebrate your light only when it doesn't outshine theirs. And here's the deeper truth. Capricorn, this isn't just about them. It's about you, and what you've been willing to accept. You've been strong for too long. But strength does not mean silence. And loyalty does not mean self-abandonment. Pluto invites you to release the bonds that were once sacred but have become suffocating. Saturn urges you to rebuild your relational world, not on promises, but on energetic truth. And Venus? She teaches that love, real love, is not about perfection. It's about presence. So ask yourself, who drains me, even when they smile? Who nourishes me, even in silence? And where am I still giving more than I receive? Out of guilt or habit? This is the month to draw lines that honor your growth. Not every ending is a failure. Some endings are actually answers. Let them come. Let them show themselves. The truth of May is not to punish, but to purify. And remember, you are not hard to love. You are hard to deceive. Chapter 3. The Return of the Unanswered Call, Career, Timing, and the Soul's Mission. Capricorn, of all the signs, you understand the architecture of time. You've spent years building, brick by brick, choice by choice. But what if I told you that one stone you left behind, one door you once walked past, is now opening again? And this time, the universe won't wait long. In May 2025, an energetic ripple begins to circle back to decisions made, or deferred, between September and November of last year. A professional path, a creative idea, a business proposal, or even a role you once dreamed of, it begins to stir again. Asking, are you ready now? You see, timing isn't just cosmic, it's deeply personal. When we're not ready, the door may open, but we hesitate. We choose safety. We say, not yet. But this time, the invitation is different. The planetary trine between Saturn, Venus, and Pluto is delivering more than clarity, it is delivering a second chance. But not without condition. You must act. There will be a moment, a conversation, an email, a proposal, that seems small on the surface. But intuitively, something in you will feel the weight of it. It will pulse. It will echo. It will feel like déjà vu wrapped in divine pressure. Capricorn, don't let your logical mind overanalyze it away. Your gift is discipline, but your shadow is delay. You've been taught that success comes through waiting, through testing, through perfection. But this May is not about perfection. It is about alignment. It is about recognizing what is truly yours, and stepping toward it without needing all the answers. And what is returning to you now isn't just a career shift. It is a calling, a thread of destiny that still waits to be woven into your legacy. You may feel a strange blend of fear and familiarity. That's the sign. And yes, doubt will try to whisper, "You're not ready. What if it fails again?" But let me ask you this, Capricorn, what if it doesn't fail this time? What if the only thing that was ever missing was you, awake, aligned, and unafraid? Because here's the deeper truth, it's not the opportunity that has changed. You have. Your soul is more anchored now. Your vision is wider. Your intuition stronger. Your standards higher. This returning path may come disguised in unexpected form, perhaps a reconnection with an old colleague, a resurfaced project, or an idea that simply won't leave your thoughts. Watch for it. Feel for it. You're not being asked to leap without grounding. You're being asked to say yes to the quiet certainty beneath the fear. Saturn will not bring this around again soon. Pluto will not wait for you to feel ready. Venus will only reveal this beauty to those with the courage to receive it. So ask yourself, if the version of me from the future could speak now, would they thank me or regret that I stayed silent again? You don't need certainty. You need resonance. Let that be enough. Chapter 4. The inner voice awakens, healing the divide between duty and desire. Capricorn, you were born under the sign of the mountain. You climb, you persevere, you endure when others falter. But somewhere along the ascent, something sacred was buried beneath your ambition, your inner voice. Not the one shaped by responsibility. Not the one fed by accolades or titles. But the one that whispered dreams before the world convinced you they were impractical. In May 2025, that voice returns, not as a faint echo, but as a summons. The alignment of Saturn, Pluto, and Venus forms more than an outer triangle. It becomes a mirror within, reflecting the growing tension between what you've built and what you've quietly yearned for. And make no mistake, your yearning is not weakness. It is wisdom in disguise. You may begin to feel a restlessness that can't be solved with strategy. A stirring in the chest. A call back to forgotten passions, art, healing, teaching, nature, writing, creating, serving in ways that felt too wild or vulnerable before. But now, the voice is louder. It no longer asks. It insists. Will you finally honor what you've silenced for too long? And the tension? It won't be resolved by doing more. It will only be healed by doing what is true. Saturn, as your ruler, has shaped you into a master of endurance. But Pluto reminds you now, survival is not the same as soul fulfillment. And Venus? She offers grace. She offers beauty. She asks, what would life feel like if you didn't have to earn worthiness first? This is where the divide between duty and desire begins to dissolve. You may experience sudden clarity about what no longer feeds your spirit, even if it pays the bills. Old dreams surfacing in unexpected ways, childhood memories, dreams, images that arrive while you shower or walk, emotional waves, grief for the years spent in silence, and hope for the years still to come. Let them move through you. These are not distractions. They are reminders, and they are sacred. For far too long, you've worn your discipline like armor. But May invites you to wear your truth instead. And this isn't about abandoning your responsibilities, it's about realigning them. Redirecting your effort toward what matters most. Because Capricorn, when your soul leads, the world doesn't fall apart. It begins to make sense. So ask yourself, if success was defined by inner peace, would I still be on the same path? What expression of my soul have I locked away, waiting for the right time? And what if the right time is now? This is the month to give yourself permission, not just to dream, but to begin, to write one page, to take one class, to say one no that creates space for a greater yes. Because the truth is, your soul doesn't need a master plan. It just needs a door. And May opens it. Chapter 5. The alchemy of knowing, when intuition becomes power. Capricorn, you've always trusted structure. You map, you calculate, you forecast, anticipate, prepare. But May asks something different of you. It asks you to feel before you know, to move before you're sure, to listen, not with logic, but with soul memory. Because there are truths that cannot be proven, only lived. As the cosmic triangle between Saturn, Pluto, and Venus reaches its harmonic resonance. Something subtle yet profound begins to awaken within you, a deeper knowing. Not intellectual, not strategic, a knowing that rises from the bones, from the breath, from a place untouched by fear. You will find yourself seeing signs in places you once ignored, noticing the way your body reacts to certain names, feeling chills when you read a sentence or hear a stranger speak a truth that echoes your own. This is not coincidence. This is alchemy. Saturn grounds this energy in form. He reminds you that wisdom, when applied, becomes power. Pluto amplifies your inner perception, turning whispers into fire. And Venus softens your heart so that your intuition flows, rather than fights. You are not becoming irrational. You are becoming fully awake. In May, you'll feel this shift in 3 distinct ways. Your instincts will override your doubt. That project you can't stop thinking about? That idea that sparks even when everything else feels flat? Trust it. Not everything requires a spreadsheet. Your body becomes your compass. Anxiety around certain people will intensify. Calm will settle in around aligned spaces. These sensations are messages. Let them guide you. The past returns, not to haunt, but to teach. Patterns you thought were gone may resurface. Not because you failed, but because this time, you're ready to choose differently. You'll be tempted to dismiss these signals. You'll wonder, am I imagining this? But here's the secret. The mind will always question what the soul already knows. Capricorn, this is your gift this month. To recognize truth without needing permission to believe in it. In this new alignment, intuition becomes more than insight, it becomes currency. It becomes the silent authority in every decision, every conversation, every boundary you reclaim. You'll walk into rooms and know exactly what's not being said. You'll feel when someone's energy pulls away, even as their words smile. You'll wake up knowing what needs to be released, even if you don't yet know how. And perhaps most powerfully, you'll begin to trust that your inner voice is enough. Because May isn't about finding new answers. It's about remembering that you already carry them. So ask yourself now, what would change if I fully trusted what I feel? What if doubt isn't caution, but conditioning? And what power have I placed outside myself that is ready to be reclaimed? The alchemy of this moment is not loud. It's quiet, it's sacred, and it is already unfolding within you. You are no longer just a seeker. You are a knower, and that changes everything. Conclusion: the rise of silent power and the final turning point. Capricorn, you have walked through a corridor of mirrors. You've seen what was hidden. You've felt what was silenced. And you've heard the whisper of your own soul, calling you to rise, not as the version the world demanded, but as the truth-bearer you were born to be. This May is not about dramatic events. It's about internal thresholds, moments when you quietly choose yourself over expectation, when you honor your boundaries without apology, when you take the first step without needing to see the whole staircase. The pain you felt recently? It wasn't punishment. It was pressure, the kind that forms diamonds beneath the surface. What cracked was not you, it was the false scaffolding around you, finally giving way. And what stands now is power. Not loud, not performative, but the sacred, steady power that comes from knowing who you are and what you will no longer compromise. You've stepped through the triangle of truth. And now, nothing will ever feel quite the same. You'll speak less, but mean more. You'll do less, but accomplish more. You'll chase less, but attract more. Because you're no longer running from truth. You're becoming it. So I ask you now, Capricorn, as this month unfolds, as revelations rise, and as silence begins to sing, will you choose the path that feels safe? Or the one that sets you free? Let your answer be your prayer. Let your movement be your offering. And let your truth be your compass, because the next 7-year cycle is being written now. And it is not a cycle of survival. It is a cycle of sovereignty. If this message stirred something inside you, don't let it fade. Anchor it. Share your reflections below. Let others know they're not alone. What truth did this message awaken for you? What are you being asked to release or reclaim? I'd love to hear your voice in the comments. Your wisdom may be exactly what another Capricorn needs right now. And if you wish to stay on this journey with me, remember to like, subscribe, and activate the bell so you don't miss the soul guidance waiting just ahead. The The most powerful awakening is the one that happens in silence, when no one sees you rise. But suddenly, you're standing in your light.